Hey guys, Charlie Murphy here. Thanks for choosing my video. Playing a session of 1-2 no limit 6 max games on Bovada today. Table 4, open Ace King and do a couple of recreational players on my button. Pick that one up pre-flop quickly. I'm gonna open pocket 4s on table 3 and 4 from the cutoff or from the button and cutoff respectively. Table 3, the small blind 3 bets me. Slightly small size can defend my pocket pairs there. So I'm going to call, take a flop, mostly looking for the third floor, but can float and bluff in certain spots. Table 4 got called in position by a rack by the big blind, so I'll check the 4s on Ace Jack 5 two-tone. That's half pot there on 10-8-3 Rainbow. It's a little bit close. I think I still should be floating here, even for the slightly larger size. I'm going to go ahead and peel once. I'm going to check fold against the big bet and the call over here on table 4. Table 3, a board pair in 3, putting a backdoor flush draw up there. Not all that bad a card for me. I guess a hand like Ace 3 just outdrew me. Against the second barrel, I think I can be folding. You know, my big hands obviously continue my draws. I can have stuff like gut shots on the flop that now turn flush draws. Those can be floating as well. Might have something like 9-7 suited here from that size pre-flop. You know, 10x or better calls, pocket 9s still call. I think I still call my 8x. I think I need to be folding my pairs here, 7s through 4s. I think that's a reasonable approach to that second barrel. Low board there, staying low in a loose formation. I can be bluff catching a good bit more. Just a combination of the loose formation and the texture where he's got all those bricked over cards that could be barreling. Not going to do it with all my pairs though. Something like Ace 8's a pretty decent bluff catcher though to start calling down light. I'm going to shuffle this table out, look for more wrecks. I seem to have weak players all over the pool right now. Keep an eye on him using that 3x excessively large 3-bet size. Not necessarily a recreational player, but worth keeping an eye on. Table 4, blind on blind. Gonna open aces, my favorite hand. A recreational player here. He calls, get a nice dry safe flop for aces, jack 3 deuce rainbow. I'm going to check and go for the check raise here. Doesn't take the bait. Turn is the king. I'm going to go ahead and start betting for value now. Use a 3/4 size on the overcard. Could also overbet, I suppose, but I think 3/4 is fine. He quickly check folds anyway. Table 2, going to check my big blind after the rec limps with my king 5. Got bottom pair on 8-6-5 two-tone. Table 1, recreational player opens the cutoff for a 3x size. I've got ace 10, going to be defending that for a call. Defend my offsuit broadways here against the fish. Check to him on king 8 deuce two-tone. I think I'll just check fold my weak pair down here. The fish checks back the flop. I'm going to go ahead and just start bluffing into him now with my ace high, rather than just have to check fold or consider check calling some kind of weird bet. To bluff the fish aggressively in their check lines. Be a bit more nuanced against reg type players. Sometimes they can check strong hands to induce that sort of action from you, so you want to be a bit more balanced against regs. But against fish, doesn't matter, just abuse them and get the money as fast as possible. Well, and then ace queen suited for middle position on table 4. And ace 3 from the button on table 1. Table 2, going to isolate the limper from the button with ace 3 suited. He's short, so be a little bit careful here, but still can isolate suited aces for sure. He limp calls, get a 10-6-3 rainbow flop with the backdoor flush draw for me. He's short, so I'm just going to be checking back here. I'll start bluffing him on the turn if he continues checking. Table 4, recreational player calls in position. I flop a gut shot and backdoor flush draw on king jack 8 two-tone. I'm going to go ahead and check. Planning to continue against bets here. Uses a large size, so I won't even consider check raise bluffing. No, I don't think I would check raise bluff very much against a rec as it is. I will check call, float. Turn is interesting card. A board pairing jack, putting a backdoor flush draw up there, which now gives me a backdoor flush draw to go with my gut shot. Bet 6 into 1370, a little less than half pot. Easy continue here. Don't know if it's worth trying to bluff him off any sort of pair. I mean, I guess if he's overly merging with some kind of goofy hand like 8-9, I could maybe put him to the test. But I think I'm going to be better suited here, not trying to get fish to fold. Just continue, try to play my equity, or maybe shut on against a lower draw. Get 8-7 offsuit, so that is the kind of hand I was thinking about that might be vulnerable to the check raises. But play is certainly reasonable too. Table 4, open ace 9 suited under the gun. It's 3-bet by a short stack in position. I'll be folding this one. A queen 7 suited in the cutoff on table 3. I will be playing that one for the raise first in. Big blind calls me in table 3, checks on 9-6-6 rainbow. Continuation bet small. Can pick up all sorts of equity here. Diamonds, 8s, 5s, 10s, queens. Quickly check raised. If it was a smaller size, I think I'd float here. I think against this size, it's okay to fold. It's probably pretty close in Soberland, though. I think fold is going to be the right play here. Table 4, middle position opens. I'm in the small blind with ace-3 suited. That one's going to be a little bit loose to be 3-betting here, just outside my range of hands I'm going after. If I thought he was a fish, I'd go after him there. Without having some kind of reason to think this guy's a recreational player, I'm just going to play him a bit more straightforward. Table 2 checked in my big blind with Queen Deuce, recreational player open limped on 30 blinds. The Queen 7-3, a two-tone flop checks through. I'm going to start betting for value with my weak top pair on that 6-turn second flush draw. River is the king of clubs. I think the move here is going to be to block bet, try to get called by 6x, 7x, 3x type stuff. Got an open middle position, calls on the button and small blind. I can call the big blind closing the action with 8-6 suited. Try to hit that flop hard. Don't really get that much of it. Ace, Queen, 9 rainbow. I have some backdoor draws, but that's about it. Plan to be folding here for basically any bet. Checks around, however, and I pick up a great card for me. The 5 of hearts giving me a gut shot and flush draw, so now I'm going to go ahead and start betting. I'm going to use a 3/4 size here and be overbetting a spot like this. Heads up, size down a bit to more of a medium-sized bet because we're so multi-way. Offsuit 7 is the stone cold nuts. Hearts make strong but non-leaded hands. Table 4, opening Queen 10 suited in middle position. River is the 8. I think this now becomes a check and just check full. Like, actually can show down a little bit good here against hands like King 10, King Jacks, and gut shots that busted out. Don't have good removal to overbet. The nuts are now Jack 10. If I'm going to be overbet bluffing, I'm going to want to handle like a card like a 10 or a Jack in my hand. Recreational player calls me in position on table 4, get an 8-6 deuce two-tone board, no relevant suit in my hand. I check to him, he bets 5 into just over 6, and I'll go ahead and check fold. This against a higher pair and flush draw, so I was really looking for specifically those 3 7s, 3 non-heart 7s to have me make the best possible hand. It's also against the King 4 of hearts, so I was the 3rd ranking flush draw in that spot. But I got to be careful with some of these kind of suited connector cards and multi-way pots. They can burn you. Heart would have burned me. Accept from middle position on table one. Let's go ahead and fold my queen 10 in the big blind versus that. Table four, rec open limps under the gun. I check my big blind and check to him with jack 5 on king 7 3 two-tone. He bets 4 into 238. I'll go ahead and fold my no equity hand against the overbet. He's overbetting second pair backdoor flush draw. This guy's just clicking buttons. He doesn't really have much of a thought or a strategy about what he's doing and why he's doing it. Aggressive tendencies post flop. Gonna open fours into him blind on blind. Table one, open a6 on the button. Table two, got a recreational player limp, so I'll complete the small blind behind him with 6-4. Gonna go ahead and check fours on table four and 6-6 deuce. Planning to call lots of bets there against this guy. Table one, gonna go ahead and continuation bet on 8-8, 8-8-4 rainbow. Table four, turn is a 9, putting a flush draw or a flush closing card up there. I do have a heart in my hand with pocket fours, so I'm going to go ahead and continue calling here, especially against this guy's ridiculous betting tendencies. River is a jack of hearts, putting a 4 flush out there. I'm going to go ahead and try to get some value off this river 6 here in the bet check bet line. Yeah, he bets half pot. I got a call here. Jack 6, he made a full house. Interesting, he actually had it this time. Now he's check raising me. I don't really think I want to get involved here against that. No, actually, it's a very loose formation. I think we're gonna go ahead and hero call it. Got him. Table 3, open king 4 suited in the cutoff. I'm gonna go ahead and 3-bet the isolation raise over here with pocket 10s. If I get jammed on, I'd be stacking off with queens plus ace king. I have 9s plus suited broadways and ace queen in my 3-bet range pre-flop here. Pick that one up pre-flop. Games look promising at first, but don't seem all that great to me after all. Keep shuffling tables for a little bit, trying to make something out of this situation, but I don't like what I see this far. The exception of a whale on table 2 and table 4. Table 2, gonna open ace-7 suited under the gun. Recreational player calls on the button. Get a Jack 8-6 rainbow board, no backdoor flush draw for me. I'll just go ahead and check to him. He quickly checks back. Turn is a king over card, putting a backdoor flush draw out there. I'm going to go ahead and start bluffing the fish now, as opposed to check folding. Would not be betting there against a Riddick. That's out of line play, just abusing 89-16 players, entirely too weak range of the whole cards. They're just going to have to fold so much, especially in a check back line. Lost the wreck on table 2 as well, unfortunately. Going to open Jack 7 suited in the cutoff. Open an 8s in middle position on table 4. Whale calls me in position. Got a 9-6 deuce rainbow board. Going to check to him, planning to fall down quite a bit here. Last 6 into 6-17, almost full pot. Don't love that, but don't give it too much credence either based on what I've seen. Turn is a 5, giving me a gut shot to go with my pair. He bets 11 into 17. I'm going to call again. River is a board pairing 5 on a runout that stayed low. Now he bets a little bit less than half a pot. Pretty sure that's just going to be a snap call here. Yeah, especially at a low texture board pairing river. You call that. Queen 7. Got him. Okay, before the rec open limps, folds are onto my big blind. I'll check in with 9-7 suited, get a queen 4-4 two-tone board. Checks through, turns the 10 of diamonds, giving me a backdoor flush draw as well. I'm going to go ahead and start semi-bluffing now. He calls, river is a 6. This guy is so bluffy, I'm actually going to go ahead and check to him and try to get a check raise out of the guy. My plan failed. Although he had 9-8, so he was calling with nothing more than a gut shot to the jack, gut shot to the lower, and then a paired board with flush draws out there. So I actually wasn't going to get any value by betting either. I thought that he's got all kinds of nonsensical bullshit that can't call bets, but in theory might bluff when check two, or should bluff when check two. Had some merit. He just didn't actually bluff with his 9 high. Open king 7 from the button on table 4, slightly loose, but want to be involved with my whale as many chances as I have. Is still here with the stack behind him. Get a queen 4-4 rainbow board. Going to go ahead and continuation bet small and try to pick this up on the flop. Does not work. 5 is the 5 of clubs. Now he leads into me 2/3. He does this a bit smaller. I think I float him or bluff raise him. In this particular spot, I think I'm going to let that one go. So he does seem to have excessively large sizes. Let's see, he had nothing on the flop that turned into a flush draw. Table 3, opening king 10 suited in the cutoff. In position player calls me. We'll check to him on ace 9-6 two-tone. No relevant suits in my hand on this one. Stabs half pot, and I will check fold. Table 1, open ace 9 in the cutoff. Table 1, opening king 10 suited in middle position. Table 1, blind on blind. I'll defend the open with 9-8. Got 4-3-3 two-tone board. Planning to just be folding this one or checking back. Just about a 60% bet. I'll just go ahead and quickly fold. Table 2, gonna open aces in middle position. Not seeing too much in the way of good games here, but I do see some odd open sizes, so I'll keep an eye on that for a minute. Table 2, the big blind calls me. My aces get a 6-5-5 two-tone board. I'll go ahead and put in a small continuation bet. Get called. Turn is a double bird pairing card, the 6. I think the move is just to check back here to bluff catch or value bet rivers now that that board has gotten scary coordinated. Flush draws no longer have anything that will really give up value. Let's see here. Gonna go ahead and just mash the pot button on that double paired board. Try to get called by ace high, which I do block, or some other kind of middling pocket pair. 7s or better. He does call me. Calls me with pocket 10s, which is very reasonable hand to bluff catch there. Table 3, I open ace-9 suited in the button, and the small blind goes ahead and 3-bets me. I can defend quite a bit here in this loose formation, including most of my suited aces. I'm going to go ahead and take a flop. Get a 10-8-6 rainbow board, so I've got a gut shot, ace-high, backdoor flush draw. Blind down blind, table 4, I got jack 3 suited. Going to go ahead and go after the rec with that one, too. Calls me, get an ace queen jack two-tone board. I'm just gonna go ahead and check, plan to check call, at least one bet, if not multiple streets. Table 3, continuation bets about half pot against me on that 10-8-6 board. Given I've got the gut shot, the flush draw, the ace, I'm gonna go ahead and float that. We got a turn 2 pair over here on table 2. I'm going to go ahead and overbet that card after the flop check back. It's kind of on the thin side for overbetting. I think it's going to be okay, though. Get a king of spades on table 3 on the turn. Going to go ahead and fold against that second barrel on that card now. If I had the ace-9 of spades, I'd be floating more, of course, with the diamonds without having picked up the backdoor flush draw. I think I'd just let it go. Got king queen in the cutoff, facing under the gun open on table 4. Gonna go ahead and raise that one up. Pick that one up pre-flop. Table 4, opening king 7 suited in middle position. The whale calls and a red calls on the button. Go ahead and check to both in position players. Not much going for my hand on 10-5-4 rainbow. Checks around. Decent turn card for me. The 7 of diamonds giving me some showdown value. Still not strong enough to be betting at multi-wave. I'll keep checking, but now I can perhaps start bluff catching a little bit here, which is something I could do before I hit the 7. River is a board pairing 10. I think the move is to go for value here, not try to get called by pocket sixes, ace five, ace four, kind of ace high that doesn't believe me. Table one, opening sixes under the gun. My pocket sixes get 3-bet by the cutoff, and the button cold calls to 3-bet. Can get in here now for sure. Would call it anyway, I believe, but especially with this now recreational player cold calling, I want to get in there for that juiced up pot. Look for that third six. We get a whale limps button isolates. I've got queens in the button. Gonna go ahead and 3-bet the ISO. Stack off jacks or better, ace king here. This guy plays back at me. This guy, not too worried about anything he might do. Table three, that 3-bet pot flop checks around. Turn is a flush closing six of spades. Very interesting card giving me that set. I'm going to go ahead and bet out here. Let me see here. I typically go a bit smaller on flush closers and smaller multi-way. I think I can just use a block bet here. Table one, blind down blind, facing an open. I will 3-bet with 6-5 suited. It's 4-bet, real healthy size. Full pot, slightly more than pot even. I think I can fold my connectors against that size. Table four, opening Jack 10 suited from the cutoff. Table three, opening 8-6 suited on the button. Ace of 3-bet from the small blind. One's probably a little bit loose to defend. Pretty close, but I think I'll let that one go. Table 3, rec limps. I check in with 8 deuce, flop checks around on ace jack jack. I'm going to go ahead and start bluffing this turn with my air balls, just force him off all his weak, unpaired high card hands. Table 4, me and the rec get to play a limp pot. I check in with 6-3, check to him on jack 8 deuce 2-tone. He checks, turn is a 3 of hearts, made a showdown value, so I'll just check it and try to get there as cheap as I can. When he bets though and overbets, I think I can check fold that one. Table 2 is starting to look really promising here. Let's see if it plays out the way I think it will. Button opens 2.5 on table 4. I'm in the small blind with ace 9 suited. Going to go ahead and re-raise that one. Calls, goes to the flop. Flop, weak trips. Ace, ace 6, 2-tone. I'm going to go ahead and put a continuation bet here and then probably go into a check call bluff catching line. He quickly calls. Turn is an offsuit 5. I don't think there's too much reason to be betting here. I want to have my weaker aces in the check line. This is about as weak as it gets. I guess to have like ace 9, ace 8, maybe ace 4, ace 5 made a boat. Stab small, I check. River is the jack of diamonds. Flush closer, he checks down, surrendering. Pocket tens. I don't know if he needs to really be stabbing the turn small with tens there, but I guess it does make me fold hands like king, queen, jack that have some equity. Button opens on table 1, small blind 3 bets. I am in the big blind with ace queen. Going to play cold 4 bet or fold in this spot, and cold 4 betting queen seems like a no-brainer right here. Stack off as light as tens and ace king in this spot. Get a limper from a new 40 blind player on table 4. I'm in the cutoff with ace 9. Going to go ahead and isolation raise him there. Get called by the whale in position, the big blind player, and the limper. So we go to the flop forehand. I got a weak top pair on ace 10 3 rainbow, so I'm going to go ahead and check that. Try to under-rep my hand, keep that pot a bit smaller, give guys some incentive to bluff. Turn is the 8 of hearts, putting a backdoor flush draw up there. The reg type player blasts out for pretty close to pot, 9.5 into just shy of 12. I actually am going to get very snug here and fold versus that large size multi-way with my top pair that has no real backup equity or future potential. It's more looking to make a play here off the 2 fishy type players with that hand, not looking to get involved with a marginal marginal top pair when we're multi-way against the one reg in the pot that's using what amounts to a very large sizing for a multi-way pot. Table 2 is amazing. Broken stacks, high V pips, limping. Picking my chops, waiting for something good to come my way up there. Table 3, open ace-9 suited in middle position. Get 3-bet by the in-position player. At least slightly loose to be a hand that continues even as bluff. Table 4, opening 10-8 suited in middle position. Table 3, it folds back around to me, and I will fold the ace-9 suited. Couple 30 blind stacks up here at the new table one. We'll give this one a whirl for a little while. Table 4, big blind calls me, get a 10-6 deuce two-tone board. I'll continuation bet half pot. Towards the checking back turns with this particular hand. Get check raised a pretty decent size, about 2/3. I'm gonna go ahead and defend my top pair for a call here. Table 2, limper to me. I'll check my big blind with 9-7 suited. Got second pair on king 9-8 monotone. Guess the second barrel on that flush closing turn. I'll fold my 10-8 on table 4. Table 2, I'll check call the half pot stab with my second pair. Got a board pairing 8. And then a 4 flush river 6. I think I'll just go ahead and check this rather than try to make him fold some kind of pair, trips, king, spade, or spade club. That's a little more than half pot. Just go ahead and fold that. I'm pretty much just checking to try to get it to show down. Table 2, rec limps, 30 blind players, got a automatic post. I'll complete my small blind with 3 deuce suited, try to see a cheap flop here. Big blind checks in. Have a low end of the gut shot on Jack 6-4 two-tone. Go ahead and check it. Not a whole lot going for it yet, but I probably won't even check call here with the low end of the gut shot. You see a free turn, that's not the worst thing in the world to happen. Stabs have pot. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead. Table 3, opening ace queen under the gun. On table 3, my open gets 3-bet by the big blind. Ace queen is sort of my nut bluff combo in tight formations. Gonna go ahead and put in a 4-bet. And also have kings, aces, ace, king suited to stack off with here. He calls the 4-bet. Pretty good flop for ace queen. Queen 8-7 two-tone, top pair, top kicker. I guess I'm losing to pocket queens or aces or kings that trapped. But still got to be feeling pretty good about this. I'll go ahead and put in a continuation bet. He folds. He must have had a hand like jacks or tens. Maybe he flatted ace king. I don't know. Could tell what these guys are thinking about doing. And by the time I start getting hands dealt to me on table 2, all the wrecks have moved on for one reason or another. What a shame. Still got one, but I had 4 to begin with. Just got a loose passive wreck, opens 4x from his cutoff. I think I can play back with him here. Stacking off queens plus ace king, I think, against this guy in this spot. Free betting ace queen, suited broadways, pocket nines are better. He calls. We get a jack 4 deuce rainbow board. I do have some backdoor draws here. I'm going to go ahead and put in a continuation bet. Table 1, a cutoff opens. I 3-bet the button with 10-9 suited. Face a 4-bet. This is a little loose to defend 4-bets, so I'll go ahead and fold that one. Table 3, my continuation bet gets raised. Raised small. Ooh. I think I've still got too much backdoor equity to fold here for that price. Don't pick up any equity in the turn. He quickly jams for slightly over pot. I'll just fold my ace high versus that. Table 3, blind on blind, open king 9 suited. Get played back at again. Get 3-bet here to just over 3x from 3 to 10. Still defend my blind on blind spot with king 9 suited here, so go ahead and take a flop. Decent flop, top pair 9-6-3 two-tone. So I do have top pair second kicker, no backdoor flush draws or anything of that nature. But he goes ahead and bets about a third. I'll check call with my top pair. Turn jack of spades. Checks river is a board pairing 3. I'll continue checking, try to show down my 9 or possibly bluff catch. He quickly checks back with ace 6 offsuit, and my pair of 9s is good. I opened queen 10 suited, got called by a rec squeeze, called by a big blind player. Just gonna go ahead and fold here with all that craziness going on. Like 4-bet or fold here. Table 3, rec limps. I'll isolate the button with queen 8 suited. Limp calls, get a 10-10-6 rainbow board. Donks into me for 5 into 7 with no back doors and that flop size up. I think I'll just go ahead and fold. Table 4, middle position opens. I'm in the cutoff with pocket 8s. One's kind of on the cusp, but very reasonable 3-bet, so we can go ahead and do that. Table 1, get a small blind completer. Folds to him and limps the small blind. I'll pop it up with jacks. He quickly folds. Three bet with pocket 8s gets through. Table 1, 30 blind player, open limps. I'll complete the small blind with 9-8. Go to the flop, get a king, queen, deuce, rainbow board. You'll be looking to check fold this. Min bets, but I'll check fold. Table 3, blind on blind, face a standard 3x open. I got pocket queens. Price of poker is going up. I put in my 3-bet. Take that one down. A new 50 blind player just took the seat to my immediate right, so I like to see that. Table 3, small button opens 2.5. I'll 3-bet my small blind with queen 10 suited. Table 1, gonna open king queen on the button. Table 2, gonna open king 10 on the button. Table 1, ace 10 suited in the cutoff, the standard raise. Short stack calls me in the big blind, get an 8-5 deuce two-tone board. I've got ace high in the flush draw. I'd be fine to bet this and go with it or check it back. I'm going to opt to check back. Table 3, open ace queen on the button. Table 1, he checks again, so I'm going to start semi-bluffing. Table 2, get an ace 9-7 two-tone board. Going to go ahead and check back here against the shorter stack player. Try to showdown my ace high here. It's against the ace 5 that paired up. Table 3 on a queen, a 10-6-3 two-tone board. I'm going to continuation bet half pot. Get a blank offsuit 3 on table 2. If short stack fish keeps checking, I'll start bluffing now. Table 1, open ace 8 suited in middle position. Table 3, we get a 7 of hearts, puts a second flush draw. I think this one is not a great bet combo. I think it's okay to check back my ace high, look for cards I can bluff catcher value bet on the river. Rec leads 5 into 1268 on that board pairing ace river. I've got king high. I think it's just be okay to fold this. I don't really know that he's going to be doing enough with the 7 or the 9 that justifies bluff raising. Not a bluff raise, not a great bluff raise combo to begin with. Just go ahead and fold. Table 1, my ace 8 suited gets 3-bet in position by a recreational player. Table 3 is a 4 straight river, that offsuit 4. He leads about 1/3 into me. I think we just go ahead and fold ace queen high in that spot. Yeah. Table 3, opening 4s under the gun. Table 2, opening queen 10 suited from middle position. Table 3, my 4s face a pretty sizable 3-bet from the small blind. I don't need to float or defend all my pocket pairs here in these type formations. Just let that one go. Probably defend 8s or better. Ace king, some of my suited broadways. Or bet bluff ace queen. Table 2, my middle position open faces a 3-bet from the small blind. Queen 10 suited, going to be kind of close. I think we can go ahead and defend this one, especially given that his size is a little on the small side. So we'll take a flop in position. Got bottom pair and an open-ended straight draw on King Jack 10 two-tone. He leads out 1/3. I'll be floating here. No reason to raise, no reason to fold. Think call is going to be clearly the best option. Turn is a 3 of hearts flush closing card. Table 3, you get a under the gun raises, the whale calls. I'll call my small blind here multi-way, especially with the whale involved. Go ahead and go to the turn, or go, sorry, try to take a flop, look for that third 3. The flush closing 3 turn of the 3-bet pot, I'm going to go ahead and float again against that 1/3 bet. Do flop bottom set on ace king 3. Table 1 limp pot that checks around. I've got top 2 pair on deuce deuce 5 jack. River is a 4. I'm going to go ahead and try to value bet it again. I'm going to go ahead and turn my into a bluff here on this 4-heart run out. Just jam all in. You got pocket aces with the ace of heart. I don't mind his play at all there. I got aces now here under the gun, so I'll raise those. I think I definitely got to turn that hand into a bluff on that particular run out, though. Don't mind my play at all. Just got trapped. That happens. Table 3, open queen 10 in the cutoff. My aces gets called by a whale and then squeezed by the small blind. Gotta like what I see here so far. Gonna go ahead and, of course, be 4-betting this. Stack off queens, kings, aces, ace, king here, mix in some bluffs like few suited broadways, maybe pocket jacks. Folded the jam. Got a gut shot on table 3, ace, queen, 5, two-tone, no club. I think we'll go ahead and check this one back. I bet some of these probably prioritize the ones with the club, check back without multi-way. Turn is an offsuit 7, checks to me again. Gonna go ahead and start semi-bluffing now. Table 2, limpers to me. One limp to me. I'll check my big blind with 5-4 suited. Check to him on Jack 10-10. River, deuce of clubs. I want to be bluffing here. I'm trying to decide if I overbet or if I just try to use a more medium size. I think overbet's going to be where it's at. Put the marginal hands in kind of a tricky spot. Table 1, open Jack 8 suited in the cutoff. Short stack 30 bum layer calls me, checks to me on 10-5-3 two-tone. I'll check back, Jack high backdoor flush draw against the short stack. Get the bluff through on table 3, gotta like that. He leads into me on the king of clubs turn for half pot. I've got a flush draw. I'm going absolutely nowhere against that. We'll also make a play on him on the river against the check or a small river bet. He checks, so I'll go ahead and put in my bet. I think I'll use the overbet here as well. That flush closing river. Table 1, recreational player limps under the gun. I'll isolate out of my small blind with ace jack suited. Take that one down pre-flop. Opening king queen under the gun on table 4. Table 3, middle position player opens, small blind with fishy player half stack calls. I am in the big blind with king 8 suited. I'm gonna go ahead and play that one for a call too. Got backdoor flush draw on ace 7-7 two-tone. checks around. Turn is an offsuit jack. I'll continue checking. River offsuit 6. Let's go ahead and turn this into a bluff at this point. Got aces under the gun on table 2. Get topped by a fish from 2.5 to 5. I'm going to 4-bet him and just repot it here. Calls the 4-bet. Queen 9-9 rainbow board. Not the ideal board for a 4-bet pop, but still not too bad. Check, so I'll go ahead and put in a continuation bet. Small quarter pot size. He calls. Turn is an offsuit 4. I'm going to keep betting, trying to get some money in here. Half pot seems about appropriate. I could maybe even go a little bit bigger than that. Table 4, cutoff opens. I'll 3-bet the small blind with king, queen suited. Table 1, opening 10-7 suited, blind on blind. Get 4-bet over here on table 3. It feels like I haven't been getting 4-bet very much this session, which of course I'm okay with. That said, king, queen suited is a fairly typical call here in this particular spot against this particular size. So I'll go ahead and call, take that flop, king, queen suited, get a 4-4-3 rainbow board, backdoor flush draw. I don't know if that's really enough to make too much of an issue out of this hand. A continuation bets a quarter. King, queen is my weakest hand, except for king, queen of diamonds with no backdoor flush draw. So I think this one would be okay to fold. I can continue the pocket pairs and the ace queen, ace jack type hands, especially with a backdoor flush draw. Fold the ace queen. Table 2, limper, checked pot. I check to him on jack 10-9 two-tone. I'll check call half pot with my 9-3 backdoor flush draw. Table 4, opening queen 10 in the button. He continues barreling on table 2, this time for full pot. The offsuit 5 does nothing for me, so I'll go ahead and fold that one. Table 4, get a top pair 10-8-3 flop, two-tone. Go ahead and continuation bet. Use a half pot size on that lower board. And I do take that one down. Table 1, open at ace queen in middle position. Against the big blind here, 3-betting me. 3-bets my ace queen middle position open. That's once again sort of my nutted 4-bet bluff combo in tight formations. Gonna go ahead and put in the 4-bet bluff. Also planning to stack off kings, aces, ace, king suited. Let hands like queens and ace, king in this spot. Table 3, King 5 suited, standard open on the button. Blind down blind, table 4, opening ace 6. King, king 9, rainbow board. Go ahead and check to the whale. A slight overbet 6 into 570. I will go ahead and follow the, even though I don't necessarily think he's inherently strong. It's going to be hard for me to start putting lots of money in over multiple streets with ace 6 high. Normally don't really flat against regs, but if I can induce the whale into the pot, I think it's good business to get on there with pocket 4s on the button, so that's what I'm going to do. First part goes according to plan. The whale comes in. Don't find the third 4, unfortunately. Queen 8-5 rainbow. This goes to show if I had 5s instead of 4s, what a good spot this would be with the whale donking for pot and the reg calling both the 4s. Hit the pre-flop strategies seem reasonable, and it did work out enough to where I at least got to the flop. Reg opens 2.2 in middle position. I'm in the cutoff with king queen. Gonna go ahead and 3-bet that one. The whale cold calls, get an ace queen 6 two-tone board. I'm going to go ahead and put in my continuation bet and go into something of a check call line. Table 3, opening jack 8 suited in middle position. Now my continuation bet gets immediately clicked back, so I'm of course calling, but don't love this. Turn is the deuce of spades, putting a backdoor flush draw up there. Table 3, open 10-9 suited under the gun. Table 1, gonna go ahead and 3-bet my button against middle positions open with pocket jacks. Table 3, gonna check on the king 5 deuce two-tone or rainbow board to the wrecking position, just check fold. Against that second stab, I think I actually should be folding here on the ace high board. It's that, yeah, weak ace. Table 2, opening queen 10 on the button. Yes, a 3-bet I will be folding. Table 3, open king 6 suited in the cutoff. Recreational player comes along from the big blind, get an ace, ace 7 rainbow board. I'll go ahead and put in a small continuation bet. Quickly calls. Turn is a king, gives me some showdown value. Happily check that combo back. River is a 6 backdoor flush closer. Gives me 3 pair. He leads 3 into 821. I think I'll just go ahead and call. This is a really good bluff raise combo, but then again, so would 6-7. I think king 6 should just be a call here. It's king 7. So we chop. Table 2, opening king 8 suited under the gun. Whale in the cutoff calls. Big blind, 30 blind player calls as well. 3-hand of the flop, 10-9 for rainbow. I'll check multi-way here. Sandwich between 2 players. Table 3, opening 6-5 suited under the gun. Table 2 checks around and checks to me on the turn 7. I have an open-ended straight draw on that fully rainbow board. I'm going to go ahead and start betting now with my open-ender, my overcard. Use a small size on that straight completer multi-way. River is a 10. Going to go ahead and continue betting. I think I actually want to overbet the fish in this check bet line here. It's too easy for him to call 9x, 7x type hands against a medium-sized bet, but against the overbet, I think he's going to have to be a little bit more cautious. Doesn't work. He calls me with his 3-pair hand, 4-7. I'm okay with the play, though. I stand by it. Min open, blind on blind. Table 2, I've got one of the only hands I actually fold to a min open, blind on blind. 7-3 offsuit. Standard open from the button on table 1. I'll defend my big blind with 10-9. Get bottom pair on king, queen, 9 rainbow. Bottom pair in the gut shot. Heat continuation bets half pot. I'll check call. Turn is a 4, putting a backdoor flush draw up there. I'll continue checking. Probably check fold at this point. But table 2, recreational player limps to complete the small blind with 5 deuce suited. Flop second pair and queen 5-3 two-tone. Keep trying to check down my 9 over here. I think I just need to I think I just need a bluff catch here. Yeah. Table 4, open an ace queen on the button. Table 2, I picked up a backdoor flush draw, check calling the half pot stab in this limp pot. He continues stabbing half pot, definitely calling with my second pair backdoor flush draw now. Don't hit my equity though, the board pairing river 3. Mostly just check full, but let's see what size he uses if he bets at all. I could check down good here some of the time too. Fish betting half pot. Like, I don't love that he's tripling, but he's never really showed any signs of strength. Flushes didn't close. Board pair. These are all things that imply the fish will be more bluffy than typical. Half pot size. I'm gonna hero call, expecting to be good. Not that much, but good enough. Table 1, middle position opens. I 3-bet the button with kings. Get cold 4-bet. Gonna be jamming this one in, obviously. Probably just kings, aces, ace, king here. Table 3, open an ace 7. Run the kings into queens. And kings hold up. Table 4, open queens under the gun. Whale calls me in position, as does the big blind. Get a king, king, 6 rainbow board. Whale stabs for 2/3, 5 into 760. Gladly check call my queens. Would love to find the third queen, but not all that worried about the hand being beat anyway from this guy who just starts blasty all the time. Turn, he goes aheads and barrels 1/3. Trivial call with queens. River is an 8. Backdoor flush closing 8. I've still got 2 pair, kings and queens. He stabs 11 to 28. Trivial call, which I make, and I'm up against ace king. C'est la vie. Table 1, button opens, 3-betting my small blind with pocket, or not pocket kings, with king queen. Quickly get 4-bet. I'll just go ahead and fold against that. A little bit deeper, he sized up. King queen offsuit, not going to play well in 4-bet pots. I think that's an easy 3-bet and an easy fold to a 4-bet. Oh, excuse me. Very loose passive player opens the button 3x here. Table 2, obviously going to be defending ace 8 suited. Table 4, we're going to open ace queen on the cutoff. Whale calls me in position. On table 4, I'll go ahead and check to him on 7-4 deuce rainbow. Turn is d6, completing the rainbow. I will continue checking. River is a board pairing 4. Ace queen high's got some showdown. Just go ahead and try to take it. We check down. I'm good against king 3. Table 2, 7 of hearts, king 9-4, two-tone board, 7 of hearts after checks through on the turn, giving me the backdoor nut flush draw. He calls my turn probe. River is an 8, giving me a pair, and it also is a flush clear. So I'm just going to check, try to show this down. I'm good against 7s, 4s, pocket 5s, that kind of bullshit. Table 3, open an ace deuce suited under the gun. He's pretty aggro post flop. I think this is a little bit too light to bluff catch. It's kind of close, but table 3, a couple recreational players. Flop checks around and Jack 5-3 two-tone. Turn is an offsuit king. I'm going to go ahead and start semi-bluffing my gut shot now. I use the block bet here multi-way on that overcard turn texture. Table 2, open king jack suited blind on blind. Table 1, the button opens. I'm going to go ahead and 3-bet my small blind with king queen suited. River and ace on table 3. You can go ahead and value bet it. Table 4, the whale limps. I isolate out of the blinds with ace king suited. Continuation bet half pot on that low 10-4-4 go board. Blind battle, I check to the big blind on queen 7-3 rainbow. Turn is the 7 of diamonds. I'm giving me a flush draw. I'm going to start semi-bluffing now. Just a small raise here on table 4. I'm going to go ahead and float my ace king backdoor draws. It's the second barrel on the deuce. Having not picked up equity, I think I will just go ahead and fold that one. Take a flop here, three-handed with the whale, bringing it in with deuces, even though the RFI size was a bit on the big range. Big, a little bit slightly large, 4x, but I'll go ahead and try to get that third deuce. Ace, jack, 3, rainbow. Just go ahead and fold to the in position stab. Table 3, open king 8 on the button. Min raise from a 25 blind stack, blind on blind. Table 2, defend with jack 9 suited. Go to the flop. Flop bottom 2 pair, ace, jack 9, rainbow. Gotta be liking that. Stabs half pot. And we'll continue. Turn is a 5, giving me a flush draw to go with my 2 pair. Continues betting, bets another half pot. I will again continue, leave his bluffs in. River is a 7, so I lose to hands like ace 7, ace 5, 8-10 could have got there. He bets about 3/4, 1084 into 1445, leaving about 7.5 behind. I'm going to put the rest in. Calls, my hand is good. Table 2, or 4 rather, opening ace 10 suited from middle position. And small blind had ace deuce offsuit in this particular hand here on table 2. Whale open limp, so I'll complete the small blind with king 5 on table 2. Planning to check fold this queen 10-8 two-tone board. Table 2, opening 10-8 on the button. It's the small blind 3-bet. I'll be pitching that one quickly. Table 3, opening ace-7 suited in the cutoff. Rec type player calls in the big blind, get a king 5-5 two-tone board. I'll go ahead and put in a small continuation bet. He calls it turn as the flush closing 9 of clubs, so I'm going to go ahead and check back my ace high no club. River is a double board pairing 9, 9s and 5s with the king. I actually beat the board. I think I'll just try to take my shot on value here. Against counterfeited pocket 3s, I beat 3 pair. Really needs to turn that hand into a bluff on that run, and it beats nothing. Heads up against the recreational player. He opens 3x. I'll go ahead and 3-bet my big blind with pocket 9s. Seven deuce suited heads up. They open all the suited cards against the rec heads up. He opens 3x from the button. And fold 9-5 suited against that. I don't really know how to play heads up. Just kind of fumble through it against a suspected weak player. We'll open 10-5 also. I think that one's good, one of the weakest opens. He calls, get a queen, queen, 4, two-tone board. Go ahead and put in a small continuation bet. Calls, turn is another queen, trips on the board. I'll just go ahead and check back. River offsuit deuce. He leads 1/3, 250 into basically 750. Just go ahead and fold that one. Table 4, opening queen jack. Middle position. Limp pot that checked around on the flop on table 1. Ace 8 deuce rainbow turn is a queen of clubs. Just gonna start bluffing here. Heads up player, he opens 3x on the button. I'll 3-bet my big blind with ace queen. Get that one through quickly. Open 9-8 suited heads up. Table 3. Table 2, get a limper, button isolates. I've got ace king suited in the small blind. I'm going to go ahead and 3-bet that. Stack off against a jam from this guy with jacks plus ace king. Heads up, open an ace 5 suited on table 3. Heads up, he opens. I'm going to 3-bet my big blind with king queen on table 3. Calls this one. Got king 3 deuce rainbow. I'm going to go ahead and put a continuation bet here. He raises me. I just continue, keep bluffs in. Turn jack of hearts. Check to him. We got 2/3 of a pot left. I'm going with this if we can put the money in here. I'm going to continue checking. Now on that 9 run out. Oh, and he rivered the 9 and doesn't even value bet it. What a silly. Got some shorter stacks jumping in. I'll complete my small blind after what appears to be a post with 10-9. Open ace queen suited blind down blind on table 4. Quickly take that one down. And king deuce suited on the button on table 4. Flop the world over there on table 4. Jack 4 deuce two-tone, giving me bottom pair in the second nut flush draw against my good buddy the whale, who I've been trying to tangle with for about 2 hours now and haven't gotten anywhere. Checks to me. I'll go ahead and put in a continuation bet. No action from him on that one. He check folds. Open ace queen suited in the cutoff on table 4. It 3-bet to a small size, 2.5 to 9.5 by the small blind player. It's going to be a very trivial continue for a call here. Probably call all my pocket pairs against that size. All suited broadways, suited connectors, maybe even the suited one gappers because that size is so small. Ace queen's hearts, very easy call. Flop the nut flush draw, 7, 6, 3. Two-tone. He checks as he probably should, but I can have sets and straights here. I'm going to go ahead and stab myself in position. Stab small in position here. And I picked that one up uncontested. Open ace 5 suited in middle position on table 4. I called in position and squeezed by the big blind. I will let that one go. Rec open limps on table 3. I'm going to raise out of my blinds with ace king. He limp calls, get a 6-4-3 two-tone board. Not going to continuation bet on that particular board. Checks through turn is E10 of hearts flush closing card. I'm going to continue checking my ace king high. I can also call here with the king of hearts in my hand. 90 blind player open limps under the gun on table 2, gonna isolate middle position with Queen Jack suited. Table 3, he stabs half pot, gonna go ahead and check call my ace king high. River is the 4 flush, that deuce of hearts. That one checks through, and the queen of hearts does not value bet my king is good. My isolation raise gets popped up from 3 to 7 by the small blind player, another apparent recreational player using such a small size here. Very happy to call in position. Don't hit much of that board though. 6-3 deuce two-tone, no relevant suits in my hand. Then he blasts about 3/4. Just go ahead and fold Queen Jack high. Table 2, open an ace 10. Table 1, opening king 10 on the button. Table 2, both blinds call me. Get a queen 8-4 two-tone board. Small blind then leads out 4 into 7. I do have the backdoor flush draw here. I just don't know that it's going to be good enough to float when this guy has seemed reggy thus far. Probably is calling, trying to find sets to pick this guy off with here on the flop. Given I'm a little bit suspicious about why this guy is calling pre-flop and then leading, I'm not going to get too cutesy with my floats there and kind of fold sort of the marginal weak potential float there with the ace 10 high backdoor flush draw. Would like to see the showdown here. Let's see what exactly he's doing this with. Give me a much better feel for what this guy's doing. As of right now, I'm just kind of making some educated guesses. But Rec folds the second barrel. Table 4, middle position opens. I'll 3-bet the button with queens. Table 3 can open Queen Jack suited in middle position. Get a limp and small isolation raise. Recreational player calls. I'll call the big blind here. Not expecting to be limp raised by this guy very often at all. I'm trying to get to that flop for a good price. Looking for that third deuce. Do get to the flop, but don't find the third deuce. Ace, queen, 9, two-tone. Just plan to check fold this one. Table 1, blind on blind, will defend against a standard open with 9-8. Flop bottom 2 pair on king 9-8 two-tone. Rec open limps the button on table 2. I'll raise up out of the small blind with king queen. Table 1, he checks to me. I'll go ahead and stab for a small size here with my bottom 2. Table 3, limp pot flop checks around. I'm just going to go ahead and start stabbing at it here with my air ball. follow through on the river, although the min bet on the turn was sufficient. I get check raised, kind of small here on king 9-8, can obviously defend with bottom 2. Great turn card for me, the 9, giving me a boat. Full house. Checks. I'm going to go ahead and check back, give him a... Oh, the king is the worst possible river, as now my boat is kind of counterfeited, but still theoretically a bluff catcher, which is part of why I was checking back the turn to keep his bluffs in. When I'm really... The only bad card for me was the king. Checks. I think I just go ahead and go for value here with the underfull. I'm going to go ahead and mash the pot button. 9's full of kings. Called by some kind of suspicious ace high. Open king jack suited on the button. Get called by 2 short stack wrecks on table 3. Get a jack 10-9. Monotone board. I guess I've got a double gut shot here. I will check back given that they're short stacked. Turn the 4 of spades, kills on the equity I had in my draw here. Is now any spade is going to be meaning me no matter what I get let into for about 3/4, so I'll go ahead and fold. Oh, should have limped in the 8-7 there after the limper. Hit my fold button too quick. Maybe it saved me. Games are excellent. I just can't make too much happen as of right now. Players worth playing with all over the place. Table 4, the way I'll open limps, I check my big blind. We check to him on ace, king, deuce, 2-tone. I've got ace 4 for a weak top pair. That's 5 into 238, but I've seen so much of that bullshit, I'm not folding top pair to a single overbet. Turn is a 5, giving me a gut shot to go with my weak ace. He now stabs 6 into 12, definitely continuing there. River is a 4, 4-liner straight, but I've got aces and 4s, so I gotta feel decent about that card, all things considered. He checks down, my hand is good. He had 5-9, so he had bullshit on the flop. He turned a weak pair that he bet for some reason anyway, and then gave up on the river. I don't really know that I agree with any straight actions there. Don't like the pre-flop limp. Don't like the flop stab. I don't like the turn betting half pot once he actually turned a smidge of showdown value. And I don't like giving up the river on the four-liner. Yeah, I think I would have done every single thing he did differently than the way he did it. Then again, he's sitting on 600 blinds and I'm sitting on 123, and well, I'm down on the table, so maybe he knows something I don't. Table 1, blind on blind, defend the open with King Jack. Checks to me, I'll check back King Jack high on the Ace 6-4 Rainbow Bird. Turn is a 10 of diamonds, putting a backdoor flush draw up there, which I don't have any piece of, but it does give me a gut shot to the nuts. I'll just keep checking the king high here, having a smidge of showdown value. River 9, not the best card, that it does hit some random checks that now have pairs that pulled in front of me. I think I'm still going to try to showdown, which is essentially the nut no pair. Yeah, showdown good against King 7. There is a little tiny bit of showdown value there, which I actually got to find. Table 1, blind on blind, opening King 9 suited. Table 1, Ace King suited, standard open on the button. Top 2 pair, Ace King 9 Rainbow against the big blind. Checks to me, I'll go ahead and put in a small continuation bet. It's even really pocket 9 should be 3-bet here. I don't really see how he has any hands that currently beat me. Turn is the 6, nice blank card, going to allow me to go ahead and overbet here. So I'm going to go ahead and overbet. Table 3, opening King Queen under the gun. Now, I don't really think I'm going to be facing a whole lot in the way of Queen 10 on that particular run out from the turn overbet, with no possible flush draws out there that really can find a way to call. I think I'm still nutted here. I'm going to go ahead and just jam. Table 3, get called by 2 wrecks in position. Ace, Queen, 9, Rainbow. I've got second pair top kicker with King, Queen. Table 4, my Ace, Jack under the gun open gets 3-bet. I'll just go ahead and fold. And you continue checking on that Rainbow completing 6 on table 3. I guess I can value bet the river if it checks again. Table 2, a wreck limps the cutoff. I isolate the button with Ace 10. Called by the big blind and the limper. Rex stabs half pot on table. Stabs the turn. Half pot on table 3. Going ahead and check call. River is a jack. Going to check. Try to show this down. We do check around. My queen is good, even on the Jack River. The ace-10 ISO pot checked around on the flop. 9-4-4 two-tone. Turn is an offsuit ace. I'm going to go ahead and start betting now. Use a real small block size multi-way on an overcard and paired board. Big blind player goes ahead and calls me. River is a blank 8, so I've got aces and 4s with a 10 kicker. My kicker plays. I'm going to go ahead and try to get a second straight of value here. Random ace X that thinks they're chopping but aren't. And put that bet in. Ooh, and I get check raised. Fuck my life. Confused. I'm gonna fold it. I don't love it. A multi-way pot. Let's try something like this again. Wreck limps. I'll isolate the cutoff with ace-3 suited. Three bet from 3 to 9 by the big blind player who I've got pegged as kind of a weak fishy player. Then this guy overcalls, limp and calls. Sizing so small, such a great price. I'm coming along with pretty much everything here. Certainly come along with ace-3 suited. Well, top pair on ace-10 for rainbow. Not much in the way of backdoors. No backdoor flusher, but do have a weak top pair I would like to sort of put some money in with on later streets. Would gladly check this one through. It does check to me. I'll continue checking. Turn the 6 of clubs. Free betting player goes ahead and bets about 2/3. I'm going to go ahead and defend for a call with the ace-3. Get to the river. Flush closing 3 of clubs. Does make 2 pair for me, however. It checks. I think I want a value bet here, and I think the move is just going to be to jam. A little on the thin side, but I don't think it's. I think it's better than not doing it. Let's get the money in. Couple of limpers on table 3. I'll raise up from my big blind with king, queen suited. It called in 2 places, so I'll check range, sandwich between 2 guys on the Jack-Jack-3 two-tone board. Opening king 7 suited middle position on table. Call it table 4. Jack or 7 of hearts putting a backdoor flush draw up there on table 3. I'm going to go ahead and start semi-bluffing my overcards for a small size now against a couple of wrecks. Got a cutoff open on table 1. I'm going to 3-bet my button with aces. I'm going to go ahead and continuation, but half pot on table 4, the 10-9 deuce two-tone board. He goes ahead and check calls me. I think I should go ahead and try to put in another bet here. Go ahead and use the overbet. That one through. Check back the turn on table 4, having hit that 7, got 3rd pair. River is a 6, putting a 4 straight out there. Ideal situation any longer. Would happily check this down. In theory, I could bluff catch against like queen jack, queen jack type hands would have called the flop and then missed. Against the block bet, I'm really not sure that I should be calling here. Well, I guess I do have third pair. I'm going to call against the block bet, thinking I'm mostly not good. I'm just doing it with the bottom pair. Interesting. I don't know if I hate it. I don't really understand the river block bet game all that well as of yet. Min open. Fish player calls on the small blind after the button opens on table 2. I'll defend the big blind, close the action with queen 10. Ace 5-3 rainbow checks around. Turn is a 6 of diamonds. Don't have really anything going for this hand. I'll continue checking here. Bluff the river if it checks all the way through again and I don't hit a pair. If I do hit a pair, I can most likely just try to show it down. Stabs in position for about half pot, so I'll just go ahead and lay that one down. Table 3, blind on blind, open an ace king. Table 3, opening jack 9 on the button. Table 1, open ace 5, blind on blind. Get 3-bet by a nitty type player. I am going to get way out of the way on that one. Table 2 will open ace king, blind on blind. Short stack recreational player opens 3x under the gun. I've got aces in the cutoff. Going to go ahead and put in the 3-bet there. Really not having much of anything that can't call off here against this guy. Just 3-betting what, like 10s plus, ace jack suited plus, ace queen, something like that. Squeeze opportunity. Button opens. Rec calls in the small blind. I got ace king suited in the big blind, so I'll be putting more and more money in the pot here. Get the squeeze through. Table 4, opening Jack 8 suited on the button. Table 3, Rec opens the button. I'll 3-bet the small blind with Ace 10 suited. Comes along for a call, getting 9-8 for two-tone board. I'll go ahead and put in a continuation bet for half pot on that low board. Table 2, opening 7s in the cutoff. My Jack 8 suited gets squeezed. Fish calls in the small blind. Big blind squeezes me. I think I can actually defend here. It's close, right on the cusp, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Right on the border. Table 3, going to 3-bet Ace-Jack on the button against the middle position open. Table 2, the big blind calls, get a Queen 10-3 rainbow board. I'll continuation bet small with the pocket 7s. Get check called. Turn is an offsuit 5. I'll go ahead and check back my 7s on that card. River is the 10, pretty decent card for bluff catching purposes. Not all the draws missed, nothing improved that didn't already have me beat. He bets 3 into 8. I think that's a pretty trivial call. Could be cool out of Queen X, but I think all in here is just the move. Guess 5-4. The Jack 8 3-bet board gets a Jack 9-9 two-tone. Gonna go ahead and defend the small flop bet with the weak top pair. Table 1, cutoff mid opens. I 3-bet the button with pocket aces. King Jack suited, I'll check to the in position cutoff caller on Ace King 10. Face second barrel, call again with the weak top pair. Keep checking King Jack there on the table 2 on that 7 offsuit 7. Checks, I get to check down my weak top pair. I'm against aces. My hand is not good. Raise 7s in the cutoff on table 3. We just fold against the overbet there. A little bit nitty, but I think it's okay. Table 4, the 7s get called by the whale in position. He stabs full pot on Jack 5-4 two-tone. Given this guy's weird tendencies, I'm not folding a pair against that one bet. Turn is a king. It's 2/3. I think I'll fold the 7s against the 2/3 turn betting this guy, though. And he hit the king. I like when he shows me and I get confirmation that I did the right thing. Table 1, open king, queen suited, blind on blind. Get called and get a king, or get a 5-3-3 two-tone board. I do have backdoor flush draw. Table 3 is going to start bluffing air in this check line against the fish. River as a flush closing ace, going to follow through. Table 1 going to call that little stab with the king, queen high, backdoor flush draw. Well, the second stab of king queen high on 1. Table 3, the rec opens the button 3x. I'll 3-bet the small blind with 9-8 suited. Slightly loose, but I like to go after the recs aggressively. Lost the whale after all this time on table 4. What a shame. I never made jack shit happen with him either. C'est la vie. Table 3, middle position opens. I'll 3-bet ace king from the button. Table 4, button opens. I'll 3-bet the small blind with pocket 10s. Table 3, the 3-bet gets cold called by a 30 blind player, and then the under the gun player calls as well. We have a queen, queen, deuce, rainbow board. I'll check back three-handed. Table 3, I flop middle set against out of position to 2 players. I'll just be checking my range. I've got a very strong hand on queen 10, 8, two-tone. Check. Turn is an ace. Checks around to the ace. Obviously be betting that. King, queen now got there as well. But I'm not that worried about it. I've got a 3-bet pot. Go ahead and use the block bet here in that multi-way dynamic board. Take that one down uncontested. I think it's going to be about time to cut the session off here too. I'm playing for a while, table's breaking. Rec player opens middle position on 3. I'll 3-bet the cutoff with ace jack. And open 6-5 suited in the cutoff on table 4. Against the 4-bet on table 3, I'll just fold the ace jack. Table 1 is done. Table 2, ace 8 in the cutoff. Play that one, a little on the loose side, but I don't think this big blind player is particularly skilled. Table 4, big blind calls, checks to me. I'll continuation bet the jack 10, 9, two-tone board. He calls me, turn is a 7, closes the flush, puts a 4-liner straight out there. We'll check back, planning to bluff the river. River is a 9, going to go ahead and put in a bluff now after he checks again. 3-bet on table 3, I'll fold the ace 8. Did get the 5-6 bluff through, however. Oh, I thought I was sitting out. I guess I'm not sitting out quite yet. Table 4, open an ace 4 suited. What is middle position? Last hand on this table. Big blind calls 10, 4, 3, rainbow board. I will continuation bet this half pot. Checking back would also be just fine, probably even more theoretically justified. Heavy flop c-betting heads up in position seems to work very well in these games, so I'm not going to complicate my life unnecessarily. Cut it down over here on table 4. Table 2 is done, so I just have this last orbit on table 3 to play out here. Kind of meh results on the session, down about 75 bucks in actual cash, down about 140 bucks in EV adjusted money. But you can't win every time, no matter how well you play. I think my play was alright. Fold queen 5 suited. And maybe should have went after this guy here. It was kind of close. This guy looks like he may be a wreck. Didn't buy in for a full stack. Not a huge difference in the overall expectation, though. Won't impact my life much one way or the other. Whether I play queen 5 suited or not, that particular hand. He is a wreck, though, from limping. Last hand for real this time on table 3. I'll open the ace 3 suited under the gun. Nobody wants to play with me, so I guess I'll take my deck of cards and go home. Thank you for watching. Until next time, this is Charlie Murphy signing off.